Hello, and welcome to Modern World Dynamics, your go-to place for understanding the complexities of today's world. Here we aim to keep you entertained while unpacking the intricacies of modern life and relationships. Today, we're delving into a topic that's as old as romance itself, but ever relevant. The 5 signs your boyfriend may be cheating. We'll be bringing you some examples, a dash of storytelling, and a sprinkle of humor to lighten the mood. So buckle up, sit tight, and let's dive into these telltale signs. First up, let's talk about sudden and unusual changes in schedule. Picture this. You've got a bloke who's as predictable as a Sunday roast. Always home by 6, never works weekends, and business trips? Forget about it. But lately, he's been pulling more late nights than a university student cramming for finals. Imagine it's a Tuesday night and he calls to say he's working late. Again, you're at home, staring at a cold dinner and an even colder bed. You can't help but wonder, since when did he become so dedicated to his job? I mean, he's suddenly more interested in overtime than in overtime with you. And weekends? They used to be about lazy brunches and walks in the park. But now, he's off to the office, promising to make it up to you. And those business trips, once as rare as a sunny day in London, are now popping up with alarming frequency. Here's a little joke for you. What's the difference between your boyfriend and a workaholic? A workaholic has a better excuse for missing dinner. All jokes aside, we're not saying that every late night is a reason for suspicion. Work commitments can vary, and sometimes life just gets busier. But if his 9 to 5 has suddenly become a 9 to 9, and you're feeling more like a Lonely Hearts Club member than a girlfriend, you might want to take note. Sign number 2, he's suddenly more private than the Queen's Diary. Picture this. Your chap, who used to leave his phone lying around like a forgotten sock, now carries it around like it's made of gold. He's got it with him at all times, even in the loo. It's as if he's become the guardian of the galaxy, only the galaxy is his phone. Then there's the password situation. Remember when you both used to laugh about how predictable his password 123 was? Well, now it's changed to something you can't even guess. And when you ask him about it, he gets as defensive as a cornered cat. Oh, and let's not forget about his activities. He's always been a bit of a mystery man, but now he's like a character out of a spy novel. You ask him about his day and he's as vague as a politician on a live debate. You'd think he's guarding state secrets, not just going about his daily routine. Now, don't get me wrong, everyone needs a bit of privacy. But if he's suddenly acting like he's got the nuclear launch codes on his phone, you might want to ask yourself why. Unless he's been recruited by MI6, this could be a red flag. Before we continue, if you're finding this video useful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Your support means a lot to us here at Modern World Dynamics. Remember, behind each video is a team working tirelessly, researching, scripting, and editing to bring you quality content. If you can, consider donating. Your contributions help us keep the wheels turning and the information flowing. You'll find the donation link in the description below. Now, let's get back to those signs. Sign 3. The sparks in the bedroom are fewer and farther between. Picture this, my friends. You're in a relationship where the passion used to be as palpable as the aroma of a fresh pot of coffee. But now, it's more like the weak whiff of a 3-day-old latte. You're still in the same cafe, but the brew isn't quite as fresh. Let's dive into the story of Laura and Mark. They were a couple who loved to dance. Salsa nights were their thing. But then, Mark started having 2 left feet. Not literally, of course. He just didn't want to dance anymore. He'd rather stay in and sleep. Now, I don't know about you, but if my partner suddenly traded the energetic rhythms of salsa for the monotonous rhythm of snoring, I'd be a tad suspicious. And it wasn't just the dancing. The passionate kisses turned into pecks on the cheek. The long, loving hugs became pats on the back. Mark was suddenly too tired for anything other than sleep. Laura jokingly started referring to him as Sleeping Beauty. But let's be real, folks. Sleeping Beauty at least had the decency to wake up when kissed. So, if you find yourself in a similar situation where the flames of passion are dwindling into embers, it might be a sign that something's amiss. When Netflix and chill becomes just Netflix, it's time to ask some questions. Sign 4. He's suddenly showering you with gifts and attention. Now, don't get me wrong, a surprise bouquet of roses or an impromptu dinner date can be delightful. However, if your beau is acting like Cupid on an energy drink, it might be a sign that he's overcompensating. Let's take a stroll down Story Lane, shall we? Picture a chap named Tim. Tim has always been a bit of a minimalist when it comes to showing affection. One day, out of the blue, Tim starts acting like it's Valentine's Day every day. He's buying flowers, chocolates, the whole 9 yards, and it's not even February. It's like he's been possessed by a Hallmark card. Now, you might think that Tim has just read a self-help book or listened to a podcast on romance. But the sudden change could also be a sign of guilt. It's as if Tim is trying to make up for something he feels guilty about, like, I don't know, maybe cheating. Remember, we're not saying that every gift is a sign of infidelity, but when the affection is over the top and out of character, it's worth keeping an eye on. It's like they say, if it quacks like a duck and walks like a duck, it might just be a duck with a guilty conscience. If every day feels like a Hallmark holiday, something might be up. And finally, sign 5. Your gut is telling you something's wrong. You know that strange sinking feeling in your stomach that something just isn't quite right. It's like your body's own personal Sherlock Holmes, always on the case, even when your brain is trying to take a holiday. Let me tell you a story about my mate Jim. Jim was in a relationship with this girl, Susie. Everything seemed perfect on the surface. But Jim, he just couldn't shake off this nagging feeling that something was off. It was like his gut was sending him Morse code, SOS. But Jim, bless him, he thought his gut was just acting up because of the dodgy fish and chips he'd had the other night. So he ignored it. And guess what? Turns out Susie was seeing another bloke on the side. Had been for months. The fish and chips were innocent after all. You see, our gut is like this sixth sense, often picking up on subtle changes in behavior, shifts in mood, or inconsistencies that our conscious mind might miss. It's like your gut took a masterclass in detective work while your brain was busy figuring out the ending of the latest Netflix thriller. So if you're getting that gut feeling, don't dismiss it. It might just be trying to tell you something crucial. Remember, when it comes to relationships, your gut is your best detective. So, those were the 5 signs that your boyfriend might be cheating. From unusual schedule changes, increased privacy, to less intimacy, overcompensation, and your gut feeling. Remember, it's all about trust and communication. If these signs are familiar, it may be time to have a serious chat. Don't forget to hit that like button if you found this video useful, and subscribe to Modern World Dynamics for more insights into the modern world. Thanks for watching, and remember, trust your instincts, ask the tough questions, and don't forget to subscribe to Modern World Dynamics for more insights into the modern world.